Hello, my name is Depressing Child. This is a speedrun tutorial for all golden fruits for Pac-Man World 2 Re-Pac. So, why don't we just get started? This game is really cool and really fun. So what I'm going to do is start a new save file. So, for anyone playing on PC, you're going to have an auto splitter, obviously. And then if you're on console, timing starts when you hit OK or confirm on adventure mode. We're not playing in fairy mode. There's a separate category for that one. When you hit confirm, that's where time would start. But if you're on the auto splitter, you don't need to worry about that. So immediately use your confirm button to skip this cutscene because we don't want to watch that. There is a faster way to skip cutscenes. If you hold the confirm button and spam, I typically spam my shoulder and bumper buttons to skip it as fast as you can. So now that we're here at Pac Village, we are going to... Actually, I'm going to explain some of Pac-Man's basic moveset first. So typically, yeah, you can run, you can jump, you can kick with whichever button you have it set to. For me, it's Y, as you can see. You can hold X to rev roll. Then I'm going to go over here. You can get some Pac pellets, and then with A, you can throw them. And if you charge it long enough, you can do a bomb, but you can only do it when you have 5 or more. So, rev rolling is your fastest form of movement, so you want to be doing this a lot, but kicking has its uses, because kicking does make you go slightly faster. So like if you're doing a lot of platforming, usually you want to be kicking. And yeah, you can do a short hop or a big hop, depending on how long you hold the jump button. And also, when you're jumping, you have a flutter. Fluttering is useful for making bigger gaps. More often than not, you're just going to be tapping flutter like this, just to be able to make that little extra distance. So anyways, right as you start, you're going to be facing the tree, you're going to hold back and left, and rev roll towards Professor Pac-Man. So he's going to talk to you, you want to skip the cutscene. This isn't going to be like a super in-depth tutorial either. I'm just going to go over some of the basics and some of the extra strats you can do if you want to go a little more advanced. So yeah, as soon as you talk to Professor Pac-Man, skip the cutscene, you pause and select Leave Pac Village. Normally you can go through the door, but that's slow. So when we get here, anytime you want to select a level, you usually want to press the change zoom button, for me it's Y, and then go and select the level. Depending on the level, it's sometimes hard to get your cursor to the right spot, so if you're on PC, you can use your cursor and just select the level. Cursor is faster overall, but it's just a lot less convenient than just using your stick to move to select the level. Yeah, now that that's all out of the way, we can go ahead and go into the bare basics. And also, one more thing I should mention, I'm just going to pause. At the top right, I have my FPS showing because I'm playing on Steam. So if you are on PC, you want this shown at all times, because if you're on PC, you can have variable refresh rate. Like, let's say I go to graphics and like I turn max FPS off, right? This will make certain things faster in the game if your FPS is really high. So you want max FPS on, typically VSync off, so you're locked to a solid 60. We try to keep everyone at 60 FPS. If you're playing on console, it doesn't matter, because you're just going to be at 60 FPS no matter what. Unless you're on Switch 1, which you're going to be way lower, and that's worse. So, anyways, as soon as you get into the bare basics... Oh, there's another move I forgot to mention. The butt bounce. If you jump again in midair, you can do this butt bounce. You get more height than a regular jump, and you see this ring that appears around Pac-Man when you jump. If you time it when it's just about enclosed on him, or sometimes sooner, the timing's really weird on it, but you can do a super butt bounce, and you go really high. We're going to need this like right away. So when you start the level, you want to rev roll over here, jump over this ledge, and super butt bounce. That gets you immediately up here. Then you rev across the bridge, you're going to run into the ledge. Yeah, Pac-Man does ledge grabs, of course, so you press your jump button to get up off the cliff. and they do a longer rev roll. So depending on how long you charge your rev, either do short revs like this, or you do long revs. So typically when you hear 2 whirs, that's about when the rev is fully charged, like that. So you hear 1, 2, and just go. Yeah, you either do a long rev or you can do 2 short revs here, do a small jump and a kick, because kicking is faster when you're in the air. Another short rev, small jump and kick, short rev, and then long rev to get up here. And when you're up here, you want to jump, push the button. This will play a cutscene, you can skip this, and then you jump into the Pac-Dot chain, which is this big red dot here. And you just go. There's another strat that'll show at the end here, which is a little more advanced. You can clip through one of the walls. So when you get here, you just keep revving along. You can get a ramp off this rock. I did not get it there. There you go. So when you get that, here you have water. So when you're here, when a rev roll into the water, you don't have to charge your rev that long. Here, let me go back to better demonstrate this. So when Pac-Man does this second stroke in the water, jump and kick, and then hit flutter, you'll land right around here. Charge a long rev, and when you get to this wall, I'm going to kill these bears, just so I can demonstrate. When you get to this wall, jump and immediately butt bounce right here on the ground. Not on this ledge here, but right here on the ground, and kick. You'll land exactly here to charge a rev into the goal. I'm going to go back into the level and demonstrate the clip. So here at these bears, typically what I do is walk up to them and kill them because they can get in the way. And then we're going to go around to this rock and move our camera all the way up. This is the easiest way that I do the clip. So you want to hold down into this rock and twist yourself until Pac-Man's nose is fully visible. Then you can just rev roll into the wall and jump. So if you move too far, you'll see Pac-Man starts vibrating. We don't want that. So you want to move your stick back towards the rock and then line yourself up to where Pac-Man's nose is completely visible. Then you rev roll and try to jump as soon as you can. Then you butt bounce and move downwards. Now we're up here. So then we can rev up here. There's a few spots you can get stuck, like if you would move under this tree, you can just get completely stuck. So don't go under that tree, just like follow the rocks and then follow along this fence. You want to move Pac-Man parallel to the fence and then jump. It's kind of tricky. Sometimes you'll just like not move into the fence, but when you move parallel to it, you'll move in. So when you're up here, hold forward, kick and tilt your stick left, and then you're through. So now you can just keep going through the level as normal. And then there's another cool rock ramp you can do here. It's kind of tricky and the ghosts have to be not in your way. So what you do is rev and then kind of angle into this side of the rock. It's kind of tricky, but once you do enough practice, you'll get it every time. And that's bare basics. And then we move on to Canyon Chaos. So yeah, you press your change zoom button and move over to the level to select. Canyon Chaos, we're going to have some more super butt bounces, so definitely practice these because making sure you get the timing right is crucial. So anyways, when you start, you want to roll off to the side here. Doing all the platforming is a lot slower. And then you super butt bounce off of the small pack-a-site there to get up to this ledge. Charge a rev, and then this is where doing more flutters helps, because you can get across this ledge easier. Sometimes you can just time your jump properly to make it across all the time, because you do have a bit of coyote timing, like that. You could just do coyote timing to get across here. Then charge a rev, do a short jump. Typically the big pack bear will be on the right, so let's just wait for him to get out of the way. Do that, and then when you jump over, you can do a super butt bounce. See, I'm failing here, to get right up here. If you don't do it, you can just butt bounce here and grab the ledge, get up, and rev roll down. So now here, we're going to do another ramp off of this rock. If you don't feel confident in doing this one, then, you know, by all means, just jump across. But you want to charge it fully. And there, I didn't get it. So what we want is a high ramp. It's hard to get. Sometimes what I like to do is aim off to the right a little bit. And there we go, we got it. So yeah, if you don't feel confident in it, just feel free to jump across. Just make sure every time you jump, you do kicks. Sometimes, because you're going faster with your kicks, you kind of want to alternate doing small jumps and big jumps to make sure you don't fall off while also keeping your same momentum. Then when you get to this platform, we're going to do another jump all the way across here. You are going to need a flutter. So you do that, flutter, hit the button because you're going to get this small Pac-Dot. So it's just a gimmick. You rev roll through, jump when you reach the goal. So once you're back here, use your camp, change the zoom, move down, and select Pac-Dot Pond. We're going to have more super butt bounces, so immediately when you start, this bug is kind of annoying. Typically he's in a good spot when you start the level. We're just going to restart, so the bug goes back to doing what it's doing. We rev, I hit the bug, that's fine. Once you get over here, jump super butt bounce up to this ledge. And then what we do is charge a rev. This can be a little tricky, and you want to charge your rev a little longer for this one. Sometimes you can get away with just not even charging your rev. Typically I like grabbing a little closer to the left because I think if you were more over here, you're gonna bonk. So when you're over here, do the same, but jump when you hit this platform and kick. And then what we're gonna do is jump and do a super butt bounce. Let me try that again. So you're gonna want to jump late off of this platform. And then super butt bounce, you want to hit this log, or this plank. This plank has higher collision. If you were to super butt bounce just on the ground, you're not going to grab the ledge. But if you do it on the plank... Yeah, if you do it on the plank, you grab the ledge, which is crazy because it's such a minute height difference. Yeah, so you want to grab towards the left here. Sometimes you might want to flutter for this. Yeah, you can usually just make it without fluttering. So then you get up, kick this crate because it's in your way, and then we're going to rev roll along this side. Make sure not to hit the bear. Then here, we're going to try and do a ramp off of this button. The ramps off of buttons are really finicky. So yeah, like there, I did not get the ramp. But that's fine. There we go. If you don't get it, you just jump out of the water. And then kick this barrel guy that's here, and jump across. The cool thing about the kicks is it can help you do a better and further coyote jump. Like that. But yeah, just try and be careful with it. You can actually make this jump without fluttering, but typically I flutter just to be safe. And then we jump super butt bounce off of this chest. We can actually just make the ledge. And rev off a couple ramps. These RGBs, that's what they're called. This is the G. They easily get in the way. So try to avoid them best you can. Ramp. And then avoid the ghosts. Don't die like that. Let's try that again. So you rev. Avoid the asite, not the asites, the RGBs. Rev off this ramp. And just keep rev rolling, and you make it to the end. So once again, select the level like that, because walking over and selecting it is slower because Pac-Man does a little animation. So Clyde, immediately starting off, rev roll, and spam to skip the cutscene. I'm going to pause. Starting here, you're going to move to the left. Don't immediately walk under Clyde. So if you move forward too soon, Clyde is going to jump, and we don't want him to jump. There's weird timings with this. I don't know the exact time of when Clyde decides which attack he's going to do, and if he's going to jump. These first three attacks are extremely consistent. Actually, I think he literally just alternates. He does a side swipe first, then shoots his tongue straight out second, and then side swipe, so on and so forth. So at the start here, we're going to move left, and then walk under him. When he does this, time a kick to hit his tongue, break this barrel. So we're going to try this again. We're going to go over here to the left. Reason is there's a barrel here, and we want his Pac-Dots. So, timer kick to hit that. Hit the tongue. Grab the Pac-Dots and charge a throw. Usually right when the throw is fully charged, you release it, and you'll hit his straightforward tongue. So between each hit, we want to go back, hit a barrel, and gather its Pac-Dots, specifically for this phase. So jump, charge another throw. These are you're gonna have to time. Okay, that was my fault. If you fail one, just jump and kick Clyde in the mouth. Then skip your cutscene like usual. Then you run up and grab the golden fruit. Obviously I'm not going to, because I'm going to do another quick run through, because everything I just explained was very quick. So phase 2 you want to do a charge throw into his mouth each time. There's like a specific spot I like to stand at whenever I do the throws. So I'm gonna try another example here. So I do that, immediately run back and get these. Kind of like right between his toes is the perfect spot. So run back, get another barrel, come back, kick him, get another barrel, skip the cutscene. You jump over his shockwave and then move forward between his toes, charge your throw it. You want to stand a little back from him so he doesn't jump. And then when he gets back up, you can run back, charge your next throw, and it'll be fine. So when he gets back up, move, charge. And just like that, you've beaten Clyde. It's that easy. I know it's harder, it looks harder than it is. When you beat Clyde, you do in fact unlock the arcade machine, and that's whatever. Dying in Clyde is not easy. So yeah, when you get the golden fruit, any golden fruit cutscene, you can just skip. You're gonna get a pop-up because of your arcade machine. Just spam confirm. And at the very end, you pause, Re-Pac Village. And we will continue for the next one in Bedoing Woods. Yeah, thank you for watching. I hope this is informative. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment or join the Pac-Man speedrunning Discord. I'll leave a link in the description. Yeah, thank you so much.